Hello, and welcome to Storytime with Ovenmit. This story was written by Danny Story. The date was the Thursday, 3rd of August, 2006, 5 a.m. It's entitled, My Roommate's Underwear, Part 1. While I was in college, I lived with 4 of my friends in a rather old house across the street from campus. It was a pretty nice setup. We could walk to classes, and the place was big enough so that we all could have our own 4 rooms. I'm just your average guy. My name's Danny. I'm a little over 6 foot long and about 185 pounds. I have brown eyes and hair and a goatee. I consider myself good looking, but not hot or anything. On the other hand, my roommates were hot. The first was Chris. He was the meathead jock type. He was about 6'2", lean, muscular. He had blonde hair and was able to charm the pants off any girl he met. He was also a bad drunk and seemed also to end up in getting fights at some points whenever he went out. Pat was a jock as well. He was on the college baseball team. He was over 6'5", with blushy brown hair and blue eyes. Unlike Chris, he was a really nice guy and very down to earth. Evan and John lived with us. They were both describing but aren't relevant to this part of the story, so I'll save them for later, when I penetrate them later, of course. I guess the story begins with me letting you know a little bit about myself. Like I said, I'm just your average guy, and I am pretty masculine. I never considered myself gay, but I always knew that I had a certain attraction to guys, but as well as girls, and I had looked up some gay porn on the web and I stole a glimpse of some guys in the locker room, but that was about the extent of my experience with guys. However, every once in a while when I got drunk, I had a bad habit of sneaking into one of my roommates' rooms and picking up a pair of their dirty underwear on the floor in their hamper and just smelling it, sniffing it. I don't know why I enjoyed it, but for some reason the smell just drove me crazy, and thinking about what had recently been filling out the underwear turned me on as well. I especially loved it when one of my roommates would come in from the gym and grab a quick shower and head out to the bars. That gave me a chance to smell their sweaty boxer briefs. I never took the underwear or did anything else with them. I did just smell them, put them back there, and I found them and then usually go jerk off thinking about what I had done to them. But this one night, things didn't go exactly as I had planned. It was the day before my 22nd birthday. It was Friday and I had gone out with some of my fraternity brothers after class to grab a few beers. But by the time I got home, it was close to 9 p.m. The house was empty, and I was horny. So, I turned on the radio, went up to Pat's room, and as luck would have it, a fresh pair of black boxer briefs were sitting there on the floor. I picked them up and I just inhaled the musty odor. I closed my eyes and I just thought about Pat's big cock and his smelly balls. I had never actually seen Pat naked, but he wore mesh shorts a lot and they always showed up a huge bulge. My cock was hard as a rock and already leaking a free cum. With one hand, I was rubbing my dick through the shorts, and the other I was holding Pat's boxer briefs up to my face. I was definitely lost in the moment. Suddenly I thought I heard something, and noticed the lighting in the room altered for just a second. I immediately dropped the underwear and turned towards the open door to see if anyone was there. I breathed a huge sigh of relief. I found no one there. Unfortunately, having the crap scared out of me ruined the mood, so I just decided to go downstairs, grab a beer, and turns out, as it often does when you live with 4 guys, that the beer was all gone, so I walked down the block to pick up some more at the store. After getting the beer, I came back and watched TV, and I drank it up until I went to bed. The next morning, Pat and Chris came flying into my bedroom to wake me up, to wish me a happy birthday. They brought Bloody Marys with them, and we all immediately started drinking. The drinking continued throughout the day, and most of it spent at the frat house. At about 6 p.m. we all were pretty tired and hungry, so we went back home. We ate some pizza, sat around watching TV for a while. Evan and John had decided to go out into the bars. They had not started drinking as early as the rest of us. Hehehe. Chris, like myself, was about to pass out on the couch, and I was in need of sleep myself, so I got up and started picking up all those plates. When I went to pick up Pat's plate, he grabbed my hand and pulled me close to him. At first, he looked really serious and didn't say anything, which was odd. Then a really evil-looking smile came from his face, and he whispered to me that he had left me a birthday present on my bed. I just laughed and said thanks. Just finished cleaning the plates. After all that, I put the plates in the dishwasher. I went up into my room. I walked in, I turned the lights on, closed the door, then I went to take a piss. I had a bathroom attached to my own bedroom, and it wasn't until I came out of the bathroom I noticed Pat's present. As soon as I saw it, I lost my breath. I started shaking. There, in the middle of my bed, was the exact same pair that I had been sniffing the night before. My head was spinning. I had no idea what to think or what to do. I just stood there thinking, oh shit, over and over again. I didn't know how long I stood there in shock, but it seemed like a long time. I probably would have stayed like that a lot longer, but Pat walked into my room, closed the door behind me.
Well, how do you like your present?
He asked. I didn't know what to say. I just kept looking at him, and finally I just said, "What the hell, man?"
Oh, come on, Daddy,
he said, laughing.
I know you like them. I even wore them to the gym this morning before you woke up to get them all nice and ripe for you. Why don't you go ahead and give them a whiff and tell me what you think?
At this point, I realized that my whole world was falling around me. Pat thought that I was some queer. I had no idea what he was going to do. Pat, man, I do not know what this is all about, but it isn't funny. I don't want your smelly fucking underwear on my bed. Just take them and get the hell out of here. I was trying to sound tougher than I felt, and he saw through it.
Look, Danny, I was here last night. I saw you sniffing them and rubbing your dick. There's no use trying to lie to me now.
Fuck you, Pat. You're making shit up. Just get out and leave me alone. At this point, Pat's attitude changed. He was no longer joking. He picked up his old underwear from the bed and walked up to me. He then grabbed my head and shoved the underwear into my face.
Come on, Danny, let's take a whiff and see what happens. I bet your dick won't lie where your mouth is. I bet you will get a woody right away.
He kept his underwear in my face, then moved his other hand down to my crotch and felt up on my cock, which was getting harder by the second, even though I was doing everything to not get on it. After he confirmed that I was getting a boner, he smiled and threw the underwear at the floor.
All right, Danny, you've been caught. You are now going to be my little bitch whenever I feel like it.
He sat down on the bed and waited my reply. No way, man. I'm not gay. I'm not gonna be your bitch.
Yes. Yes, you are. And if you don't do what I say, then I'm going to tell the other guys what you've been doing. Hell, you know Chris is. Once he finds out you've been sniffing his underwear, he will probably beat the shit out of you.
I haven't been sniffing his underwear, Pat. You got it all wrong. I'm not gay and I wouldn't do that. He wouldn't believe you anyway. I tried to sound confident, but I really knew that if Pat said anything to him, his first reaction would be to beat the living crap out of me.
Yeah, he would believe me. In fact, there are a pair of his underwear in your nightstand drawer. So, if you want to mess around with me and give me shit, then I'll just call him up, right here, right now, and just show them to him.
I looked over my nightstand, and I had never taken any of Chris's underwear, but I knew from the look on Pat's face that there was in fact a pair of them in the nightstand. It totally set me up. At this point, I realized I was screwed.
Until next time, I am Ahmed of Sweden, and I hope you enjoyed our friendly child PG-13 storyline. Until next week, God bless you, and don't sniff your friend's underwear.